Well, hi there. A lot of students really dislike word problems, and that's what we're going to be practicing here today. That means this video is either going to be really popular or not popular because people just don't want to think about word problems. But let's check these out, okay? Let's turn what we see are word problems or words, let's turn them into algebraic equations or just algebraic situations here. So write an algebraic expression to represent the following scenarios. Let x be the unknown number. So quadruple a number. Well, a number is going to be what we call x. We're just going to call that x. And quadruple means 4, right? Like quad means 4. So 4x would be the answer for that question. We've just done an algebraic expression. 4x. Quadruple a number. Done. Let's go to the next one. 6 less than a number. Okay, so you have a number and it's 6 less. That would be subtraction. So x minus 6. Done. Next one. These are kind of fun. 10 more than double a number. Okay, 10 more than double a number. Well, first of all, double means 2, right? And a number is just x. So 2x and 10 more, well, that's like saying 2x plus 10. Done. A third of a number. Often when you see the word of, think times, okay? A third of a number. Well, 1/3 looks like this, and of a number, it's 1/3 times x, or 1/3 of a number, okay? And that's all you have to do in that situation. Let's try the next one. 6 less than triple a number is 12. Okay, let's think about that. 6 less than triple a number is 12. Whenever you see the word is, that is going to be like an equal sign, okay? It's going to be something equals 12. What is it? It's 6 less than triple a number. A triple is 3. So 3 times x is triple a number. And 6 less would be minus 6. And this would be our expression right here. We are done that one. Let's look at the next one. The sum means adding, okay, of 4 consecutive integers. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 consecutive integers. An integer is just a number, and they're all in order. They're all like 1, 2, 3, 4 are 4 consecutive integers. They're in a row. Is 18. The sum of 4 consecutive integers is 18. So let's start with any integer. Let's call it x. What would the next one be? Well, it says the sum. So what's the next one after x, people? Well, we don't really know because we don't have a number here. If I said this was a 5, you would tell me that the next number is 6. But we don't really have a 5 here. We just have an x. Well, it could be x plus. The next one could be x plus 1. So x plus anything, whatever x is, plus 1. Now it's 4 consecutive integers. There's 1, there's 2, we need 3, so x plus 2. That would be the next number in order after x, so x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3 equals 18. I couldn't squeeze it on the screen, sorry. So, wow, I actually don't have enough room to do all this nicely here. But we need to put all the like terms together. Let's try and see if we can squeeze that in right here, okay? So how many x's do we see here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 x's. How about the numbers? There's 1, there's a 2, and there's a 3. Add them up. 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, we're not quite done. 4x plus 6 is 18. Let's solve. Let's get rid of this 6 right here. Let's subtract 6 from both sides. We get 4x. That gets rid of it here. 4x equals 12. And I'm going to do the rest in green. And if you divide both sides by 4 to get rid of that 4 in front of this x, we're left with x equals 3. That means I'm not sure if we were even supposed to solve for this. That may have been my mistake. It just said what's an expression. We could have stopped here. We could have even stopped here by simplifying it, but I kept going trying to find what x was. That is a bit of a mistake because they didn't really ask us what those were. But the cool thing is we now know that 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 should equal 18. Let's see if that's true. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. And 12 plus 6 is 18. So it really does work. And even over here, we could have solved for x. We could have subtracted 6 from here, and x would have been 2. And we would have said, yeah, the x would have been 2. But they never asked us that. They just said, write each algebraic expression. So just write the expression. They didn't ask us to solve. But solving is sometimes fun. And look at this question. Jake here is 7 years older than his sister. The sum of their ages is 17. So Jake is 7 years older than his sister. So Jake's age is equal to his sister's age. I don't know. Let's call his sister S plus 7. Jake's age is S plus 7. And the sum of their ages is 17. It's like we have to solve for this. This is just it's too important to not solve it. We can't just leave it there. The sum of their ages is 17. So we have Jake's age, which is S plus 7. I don't like S's because that looks a lot like a 5. I apologize. So Jake's age is S plus 7. And his sister's age is just S, and that equals 17. Once again, we've taken Jake's age and we've written it S plus 7, and that is an easier way to deal with this situation here because now we just have S's. We don't have a J in here. All we have to do now is say, well, this is Jake's age right here, and this is his sister's age, and together the sum of their ages, which is plus, is equal to 17. So let's put the s's together. We have two s's. And let's get rid of this 7 here. Let's get rid of the 7 by subtracting 7 from both sides. So 2s will equal 10. So the final answer, if we divide both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2, s will equal 5. That means Jake's sister is 5 years old. And how old is Jake? Well, Jake is his sister's age plus 7. So we know Jake is 12 years old and his sister is 5. And those ages together equal 17. So yeah, solving for the variable or solving for the answer is important here. It's beyond just turning it into an algebraic equation. Let's try another question. Okay, Mr. Venn, what a strange name. Mr. Venn, he operates a gas station. He's got 2 children, John and Susie. Okay, so we'll say J and S. Susie makes 3 times as much as John per week. So we might as well read the whole question. Mr. Venn makes $400 more than Susie per week. Wow. The total payroll for the week is $2,150. How much does each family member of the Venn family make? The total payroll for the week is $2,150. That means Susie plus John plus Mr. Venn, together they make $2,150. We can't just have 3 variables or 3 letters that are different and then try to figure out what each person makes. We can't do that. What we have to do is kind of investigate so that we can make all of the variables the same. How do we do that? Well, let's think about Susie first of all. Susie makes 3 times as much as her brother John. Wouldn't you agree that's the same thing as saying Susie makes 3 times as much as John? So instead of S in this over here, we can write 3J. So underneath there, I'm going to write 3J. Okay? John makes what John makes, we don't know, but the reason why I'm leaving it alone is because we have a J here, we have another J here. What about Mr. Venn? What does it say about him? Mr. Venn makes $400 more than Susie per week. Well, we know how much Susie makes. Susie makes 3 times what John makes, but Mr. Venn makes another $400 more. So Mr. Venn makes $400 more than Susie makes. See how this expression here can be put where you see the V, and let's do that right now. 3J plus 400. And all of these 3 people make $2,150. Okay, now that we've done the hard work, all we have to do is do the algebra now to figure out what is J. We'll know what John makes, and then we can figure out what each family member makes. Okay, 3J plus 3J again is 7J. Okay? And if we subtract 400 from both sides, we can get rid of the 400. Okay? So if you take a, do it on paper or take a calculator, and 2150 minus 400 is equal to 1750. And the last step is get rid of the 7 by dividing both sides by 7. And we're about to find out what John makes per week. Okay? So I will quickly use my calculator on the computer here. 1750. Let's divide by 7. And we get, wow, he makes $250 per week. So if we were doing this question really nicely, we would say John makes, and you could do it much neater, makes $250 per week. Okay? And I think that's what they were asking here. Also, his sister, her name is Susie. Susie makes, I'm just putting ditto marks here because my writing, it's hard to write, to be honest, without having a pencil and paper. Doing it on the laptop is not as easy. So 250, but she makes 3 times what John makes. So 3 times 250 is $750. Wow. Okay, and Mr. Venn makes, it says up here that he makes $400 more than Susie. So 400 plus 750, 7, 8, 9, 10, he makes $1,150 or $1,150 per week. And if we totaled all of these numbers up, we should end up getting $2,150. And we do. I just added it up really quickly, and we know that these 3 people make $2,150. Okay, let's look at this question here. Mr. Lee, he's designing a rock garden in the shape of a right triangle. Let's quickly draw a right triangle here. A right triangle means that there's one 90-degree angle. That's a terrible looking 90-degree triangle. I apologize. We'll call this A, B, and C. Those are the 3 sides. If you remember the Pythagorean theorem, which is a whole nother video and another lesson, you'll remember that this side squared plus this side squared is equal to this side squared. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. But let's go back to the question here. We've got a garden. The second shortest side is twice the length of the shortest side. So let's say this is the second shortest side right here. Let's say B is the second shortest side. And it says here the area must be 49 meters squared. Okay, so first of all, the area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. It's this times the height, which we're just going to call A, divided by 2. So we could write it like this. The area is equal to A times B divided by 2. But what are A and B? Let's figure that out. It says the second shortest side, so let's call that B, is twice the length of the shortest side. So the second shortest side is twice the length of the shortest side. My triangle doesn't look that way here. I should have made this longer here to make it look properly, according to this question. But anyway, the second shortest side is 2 times longer than the shortest side. That's all we know so far. So let's find out what this is. B apparently is 2 times the shortest side, so 2A. So the area is 49 meters squared. Okay. And on top here we have A times 2A. I'm just writing that. Instead of B, I'm putting that there. Over 2. Okay, so 49 is equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. That gets rid of that, and we're left with just A times A, which is A squared. To figure out what A is, we have to take the square root of both sides, and the answer is 7. That means the shortest side is 7. This one's 7. Over here is 2 times that. It's going to be 14. And now they're saying, what are the side lengths? Well, we need to know C. Remember the Pythagorean theorem we talked about before? C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Okay? So let's figure out that, and then we're done. Okay? C squared is equal to 7 squared plus 14 squared. So 7 squared is 49, and 14 squared, well, what's 14 times 14? Let's quickly, 14 squared is 196. So C squared is equal to 196 plus 49, 245. And the last step, what is to get rid of the squared? You do the opposite of squaring, which is square root. Take the square root of 245 to get our answer. The square root button is right there, 15.65. I'm just rounding it off, 15.65. Okay, so the length of the shortest side is 7, the second shortest side is 14, and the longest side is 15.65, what is it, meters. Okay, and if we were doing this as a proper question on a test, we would write this all out really nicely for the teacher to read, okay? The shortest side is 7 meters. The next side is 14 meters, and the longest side is 15.65 meters. Thank you very much. Is there any other questions? There is. Okay, let's keep going. Grace Hopper sells popcorn at a movie theater. She's paid $9.50 per hour plus 50 cents commission for every bag of popcorn she sells. Find Grace's earnings if she sells 20 bags of popcorn in a 3-hour shift. First of all, let's just come up with an equation here. Let's see, her earnings are, for Grace, she gets $9.50 per hour. So $9.50 times the number of hours plus 50 cents, I'm going to write 0.50, 50 cents commission for every bag of popcorn she sells. Okay, so for every bag of popcorn, she gets 50 cents. So that's our expression right here. We can use this to solve any question that comes now. Now that we have this, we're good to go. Let's do it. Find Grace's earnings if she sold 20 bags of popcorns in a 3-hour shift. So what are her earnings if she sold 20 bags of popcorn in a 3-hour shift? Well, 3 hours goes right there. And she sold 20 bags of popcorn. Okay, so if we take our calculator and we go 950 times 3, we get 28.5. $28.50 are the number of hours, And as far as the popcorn goes, she sold 20 bags at 50 cents a bag, so that's going to be $10. Her total earnings in a 3-hour shift, in this case, would be $38.50. If I had more room, I'd say Grace earned $38.50 in a 3-hour shift. Okay, part B. How many bags of popcorn must she sell to make $154 in a 4-hour shift? Well, let's use our equation up here. And we know that she wants to make $154 for her earnings. And it's $9.50 an hour. And it's a 4-hour shift. And what we want to know, I'm just writing down the expression. We don't know how many bags of popcorn she sold. We just need to find out what P is. Solve for P. Let's do that. So 950 times 4, 9.5. You don't have to put the 0 if you don't want to. Times 4 is $38. Okay? So this is $38 right here. Plus 0.5. It's up to you if you want to put that 0 there. P. And that's $154. Do you remember what to do now? We have to get rid of the 38. So 154 minus 38 is equal to 116. 116 is equal to 0.5 P. Okay? To get rid of the 0.50, we just divide both sides by 0.50. And really, that's the same thing as timesing by 2, but I'll just stick with what we're doing. We're dividing by 0.5 or 0.50, and you get 232. So P is 232. We now know that Grace sold 232 bags of popcorn in a 4-hour shift. It's amazing the things you can figure out using algebra, but I must say it's not exactly an easy topic because you have to do all of these steps and you have to come up with equations and you have to plug the right numbers in the right places. And I must say it does take practice. So try to get through the frustration and do lots of questions until they start to become easy, because you'll eventually realize they are somewhat repetitive and they won't be so crazy as you do more and more of these, okay? I know that most students find these to be some of the toughest and most annoying questions you can get. And luckily, we don't have any more questions to do here today. In fact, I don't even know if you stayed this long with me. If you did, congratulations, good job. If not, I understand. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.